Okay, then let's see if Pitanger went in hard on me. Then yeah, shall we see if my cheeks got spread? I'm expecting some critiques, of course, because I know my run was far from perfect, far from probably good. Actually, I probably made a cacophony of mistakes. I know for a fact I did in regards to my gameplay, at least. Anyway, but in regards to like choices within the mold as well, I probably made a shit ton, right? I probably made a shit ton because I just didn't know what I was doing. I genuinely, totally went in blind, and I mean blind. I didn't know what was what, so I was kind of just, I had to literally Google which was the right one at first, and then I had to go into the Discord and say, can I look at the story? Because I thought it was going to hit me with a bunch of stories, so yeah, I was totally blind. But anyway, let's get into this then. Arknights analysing Pixel, me, first ever IS2 run. Let's have a look then, guys, shall we? I'm intrigued. People said when you do your IS run that Pitanger will be all over that. So let's see then, shall we? Let's have a look.
Hello guys, Dr.Pitanger there, and today we'll be analyzing a run in IS2 made by Pixel Tree. So a little history about Pixel Tree. I've been following his content here and there.
Okay, cool, nice. We got a bit of Pixel lore then. Okay, all right. So there's hopefully some context as well that he knows that I'm a fucking idiot. And he goes light on me, so hopefully.
To go, I would say. I was wondering when he would dive into IS, and well,
there
we are. I know some of his operators from the streams I watched. I don't know everything at all, so I'm gonna discover with you. And as usual, this kind of video is only for pedagogical purpose. The idea is to help people improve by saying what they could do better, what they should stop doing, and so on. So yeah, let's start.
I'm here for that. I'm here to learn. You guys know, anybody who's watched my streams, I'm here to learn, right? I'm always willing to take criticism and take advice. Unless it's E2 your units, then I tend to ignore that because I'm a masochist. But, you know, guys, I'm always up for a little bit of a, dude, maybe stop doing that. Try something else. Switch up your style. Do this, do that. I know I don't like to be totally backseated when we're playing, but I do like advice from people, so I'm here for that. First ever time we're going to actually play integrated strategies. I hate hearing myself.
Let's go.
I think we're going to start off with IS2, I believe it is. People are saying that's probably best place to start, so...
Maybe you could argue that an IS4 and an IS5, the Foldators and the Inspires can be a bit daunting. It's frankly not that
That's what people were saying to me.
Complicated. Honestly, IS3 is fine, I think.
I think he's underestimating the smooth brainness from here. You know, so yeah, you got to understand who you're working with here, bro.
Like, I know there's the light mechanic, but honestly, who cares about the light mechanic?
I don't know exactly what I'm doing right here, so you'll have to bear with me. Okay, so
okay, so you're in IS5. Well, this is already.
I don't know what I'm doing, man.
Is he going well? He wants to go in IS2 and he's on IS5. Alright.
Yo, this is why I had to Google it. There was a little bit of editing, but I had to Google it. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. I need to Google. I think we'll keep it at that at the moment. We'll keep it at that at the moment, right? Let's...
Yeah,
I went for the pussy mode
for the first run is probably the best idea. In
okay,
IS2,
that's okay then.
In easy mode, you're getting an item that I believe increases all your stats by like 35% or something. Yeah.
I think it might have been 45,
so
yeah?
All units gain plus 35% attack,
that was in 45% HP.
45% max HP, actually.
That's all we can have at the moment, but yes, please.
Yep. Again, leader squad is probably actually a very, very good squad in IS2 because, well, having 4 shields in IS2 where there's a lot of lanes where there are basically some unreachable enemies under normal circumstances, or even some maps where there are like very, very powerful enemies that you may want to league, like 1 or 2 of them, is actually very good. Like leader squad in IS2 is very...
Yeah, I panicked at the start because in my head I was like, because obviously the game's taught me while I've been playing, leak bad, right? Leak bad, don't leak. So obviously these are all things I'm starting to learn now as well. You know, you can play around. You got a little bit more freedom in that regard, you know, to decide on how you're doing things as well. I can't wait to play some more IS. We're gonna do some IS streams, guys. Probably this week, actually, so I'm looking forward to doing that.
Very good, particularly for a new player too.
Okay, so that's in there, right?
So again, guys, I have no idea about his operators. I don't even know what 6-star he started with, so we're gonna discover with you. So usually new players never take a look at the hope system, so let's see if he's gonna pick a 4-star or a 5-star.
Okay.
Or even a 6-star that he doesn't...
Listen, it's my first time, right?
want, and then he's gonna be like, oh no, I can't recruit my other 6 stars.
Vanguard,
That's interesting. I wouldn't have expected first with advantage, because whatever the unit he started with, it shouldn't be a Vanguard and it shouldn't be a specialist. So maybe it's Exusai?
When first recruited, the operator's abilities are equivalent to Elite 1. Hey, that's my playground, right? That's my playground. Are we actually going to have E2 units now, chat? At best...
Wait, what?
Playground, right? That's my... I'm about to get cussed out here for having no E2s. I recorded this off and I'm still saying chat. I can't help myself. I am brain rotted from streaming. I'll be off stream recording stuff now and I'll be like chat, like I'm talking to chat, you know? Playground. Are we actually going to have E2 units now, chat?
He doesn't have any E2 unit? Oh, okay. Well, that's gonna be interesting then.
I don't know. Chat tries to bully me to it. It's not happening.
So he doesn't have any 6-star Vanguard, and he has upgraded basically no Vanguard, actually. When I see this, the only operator I see that is upgraded a bit is Courier, and that's it. Even his Myrtle is only Elite 1 level 1.
I'm like, do we go for DP Printer Myrtle, or do we go for somebody...
No, if you just started, it's absolutely fine to go for Fang and Vanilla. I see his Fang is Elite 1 max part and level 40, so it's probably, no, it's not probably, it's definitely the best choice there.
Beanstalk I've never used. Temporary recruitment.
I mean, in any case, even if you have used her, she's Elite 0 level 1. Beanstalk for 2 hope at Elite 0 level 1 is basically useless, because her summon stats are also attached to her level, so yeah. Feng is by far the best choice. She has 1 more block than Myrtle and Vigna. She's level 40. She's guaranteed to generate some DP with a skill, unlike Vigna, and she costs 0 hope. Yeah, I mean, she's by far the best there.
I'm gonna go Vigna. This might be a bad move.
I mean, when you're...
Okay, alright. In my defense, right, I'm trying to think of something. I don't know what my defense is. I think when I was going through it, because I was like, I wasn't really paying too much attention to the actual hope cost of the characters. I think that's what was going through my brain right there. It's been a couple of weeks, but I think that was going through my brain.
You're starting IS and you
in my defense, I don't have any
tips, which is understandable. You don't want to spoil yourself. You are deemed to make bad moves. And it's not an issue at all. I mean, it's a roguelike. You learn by making mistakes, basically. Alright,
we're not getting cooked just yet. Okay, I'll take it.
Elite 1 level 20 Vigna, sure. Alright, let me see. I see a Pinecone who is Elite 1 max level, and Toddler 2. Both are great operators in IS, just to be clear. Also, I see a Cruise. I mean, I believe this is Cruise. One of them must be Cruise. I believe this one of the max spot must be Cruise, and this one is probably the reserve operator. I'm not sure.
Jessica Pinecone, May, Acid Drop Cruise. Bro called it without even seeing it, man. Damn.
I mean, since he started to spend some hope already, the last one is Specialist. So Specialist, there's no 4-star. So either he has a 4-star Specialist upgraded, so for example, Ethan, Contray, this kind of stuff, Jay maybe, and he can pick them, or he can pick the reserve operator. And in this case, then maybe he could pick Toddler or Pinecone. He would have 2 hope, and the next time he level up, he would have 6, and he would be able to recruit a 6-star. If he has a 6-star, he can recruit, obviously, because, well, he doesn't have any 6-star Vanguard. He doesn't have any 6-star Sniper from what I'm seeing, so I'm not sure what his 6-star is. It's probably a Guard, right? Which begs the question, why didn't he start with the set of voucher that gives him a Guard? I'm not sure about this.
I don't know either, actually. I don't have the answer for you there. I don't know, you know? In my brain, I'm just always like, Vanguards, you know, it's good to get them out quick, right? So I was like, right, let's start with Vanguards, right? Goated.
Okay, he already knows that Cruz is goated in IS2. This guy is going places.
Let's go. Hey, let's go. I'm gonna play it safe. I might regret this.
No,
I am a big Cruz fan.
Picking Cruz. Literally never. Alright, I still don't see.
Cultured. I like this. Cultured. I'm saying it like, oh, no more. Cultured, right? Cultured choice.
Specialist.
Your Honor, I was an idiot.
Gravel, Shaw.
Hey, it's a good defense,
so Jay isn't upgraded, Ethan isn't upgraded, and Contrail isn't bought. So it's either Elite 1 level 60 Gravel, Elite 1 level 20 Shaw.
I can't remember what I chose here now.
Elite 1 level 47 Clifford or the Reserve Operator. It's probably the Reserve Operator. Like a Gravel in the early game isn't gonna do more than the Reserve Operator. Shaw has some places where she can shine in early IS2, but honestly, just to have some
did I pick
push,
Shaw now? I think I did,
Cruz
didn't I?
with the plus 35% attack boost can deal with any enemy that can be pushed with simple raw damage, and picking a Clifford isn't much better than Shaw, and she costs 1 more hope, so he's gonna end up at 1, and then when he's gonna level up, he's gonna be at 5, so it's really not good. So yeah, it's probably the Reserve Operator there.
This is definitely really useful watching this video, actually.
Ooh, he has 6-star. Okay, Ascalon, Phantom, and Crown Slayer. If we exclude Crown Slayer, Ascalon and Phantom are both very, very good for IS. Like, Ascalon can pretty much solo every early stage in IS2, I believe.
Okay.
Phantom with his module, probably, but the issue is you can't recruit Phantom with his module and lead a squad. So you need to find a second specialist voucher, but it's still a good pick. But in the early game, Ascalon is infinitely better. So if later on he wants to give IS2 another shot, with this set of voucher, the best thing he can pick is Ascalon.
I am definitely going to give it another. I'm going to try and I want to do it all. Right. I want to do it all because right. Obviously we made mistakes. I know I did. I obviously I'm going to learn the mistakes, but I know I made mistakes. I don't even need to watch a video to understand that I made mistakes, but I had a blast with this mode. I really did enjoy it, and I'm definitely going to be playing more and trying to, like, you know, figure things out. And obviously, as we live stream as well, there'll be a bit of back and forth with the chat, and they might be able to save me from my my own traps. So
for the specialist, Cruz with the sniper, and Feng with the Vanguard.
I haven't really. You won't clear without E2. Rope a little, cliff art a little, and gravel and shore a little as well. I'm not sure.
Yep, that's why you should pick the Reserve Operator. Shaw can be useful even at Elite 0 level 1, that's not the issue. The main issue is that you're spending 2 hope just to push some enemies to the holes. And in easy mode, I don't think you care much about this. Alright, so he's
level 1
looking at the level, which is a good thing, because a lot of new players don't look at their...
My chat love to make me make bad choices. We've already been cooked a couple of times by chat telling me who to build, right, chat?
They just think, oh yeah, I can pick this unit and it's gonna be max level, and they forgot they didn't upgrade their operators, or they thought their operators would be at max level automatically in this mode.
I don't think Shaw's gonna be much use for us, right? Unless you just use Shaw to maybe push enemies back into Pinecone, potentially?
He's cooking something weird, but he's cooking. What the hell is this kind of strategy? You
Look, there was something there, you know. There was something there, man. You know, I don't know what it was, but okay.
Using Shaw to push back enemies into Pinecone's range. Okay, I've never heard any player pronounce these words before, but sure. Also not...
Hey, I like to think outside the box, right? I like to think outside the box.
Mentioning the fact that, well, he didn't pick Pancone, he picked Cruz. So he already...
Oh, shit. Okay.
Forgot what unit he picked. But honestly, it's not the worst choices he could have done. Like, he picked what? Shaw, Cruz, and Vigna. I mean, he has block, he has some push, he has some range damage, so
man, skip the box entirely, right? Right?
Damage. But the thing is, it's not that much damage overall. So starting from floor like 3, it's gonna be very, very difficult with this team. Again, the best play would have been to pick Ascalon. Alright, so obviously the best choice as usual is to go for the emergency. Yes, even for a new player, even if you don't have any E2. I mean, he has Silent Squad. Silent Squad gives such a huge boost in stats, and on top of that, he started a leader squad, so he can afford to leak some dangerous enemies. I fully believe he should go for the emergency, but new players tend to be very afraid of emergency, so he's probably gonna go for the encounters anyway. One of the easiest stages that was added with the expansion, because the red girl in the non-emergency version is literally gonna kill herself, so yeah.
Yeah,
This is a healing point for us here.
This healing point is a trap. It's a complete trap. It's a stage where crews can basically solo everything. You literally just deploy
your unit there as well.
This, and well, you wait.
Attack interval increases a bit. Attack plus 150%. I think I'm gonna keep with.
There's literally never a reason to pick Vigna's S1. Literally never. Vigna's S1 is literally her S2 but worse.
Let's go with the skill too, I think.
For sure, it doesn't matter that much. Like, I usually prefer having a constant stream of damage, so S1 is probably just a bit better for this kind of stages, but S2 is totally fine. Cruz is only skill level 4, unfortunately. If he's short on materials, that's understandable.
I'm a little bit nervous. I feel like I've chose a really bad team here. I feel like I've made mistakes.
Honestly, it could have been worse. I have seen way worse teams. It's not really...
Hey, I'll take that. I'll take that. Definitely, I'll take that, right?
Worth defending the chest. Like, if you can defend this one, sure. This one, you don't care about this one. Chest and IS2 are not that valuable because you gain a ton of Iridium ingot anyway. You can't refresh the shop, so you can't buy everything at all. And these chests only award you with 1 ingot, so it doesn't matter at all.
I'm liking the variation of the enemies on the stage here.
And I like the panic use of the skill. Like, he literally saw just earlier that he could kill the first one.
You ain't seen nothing yet with panic from me.
Without her skill, and then he decided to use the skill for the second one, who isn't even a red one, he was a regular one. Like, okay, why?
I don't know. I don't know. I ain't got an answer for that, to be fair.
Increased defense and how good it is on units like Vigna, for example.
Okay, so what did we get here? Life point plus 4. What?
No, you already had 4 life points and you didn't use any.
6. Okay, yeah. I figured that out after, 10. I think. Was that the current battle 10? What did you gain? 6?
10 is the total amount of hope you have gained throughout the run. I'm not sure why the stat is called max hope. Like, max hope doesn't mean anything. You have gained a total of 10 hope throughout the run, and that's it.
I think that was what was confusing me at first, because I was like, yeah, like, the actual wording was, what was a little bit confusing for me. I'm not gonna lie. And obviously, I think, like, when you do anything new, you know, well, me anyway, I do find myself, I get overwhelmed and I will miss stuff and I'll read stuff out and it just won't go in, you know, it just goes in and then straight out kind of thing, you know?
Medic is probably not that bad because, well, he doesn't have any way to heal his units right now. Usually when you're starting out, the only medic you need is 1 good Ansel or 1 good Hibiscus, and that's it. I can't really see, I think there's an Elite 1 level 20 medic there, so this is either Ansel or Hibiscus, so he should probably pick either this one or the reserve medic operators. These are both fine choices. Like, you usually don't care about 5-star or 4-star medics this early in the run, particularly in IS2. In IS5 it would be understandable because, well, they would be free, like 4 stars, like Perfumer would be free, but in IS2, no, you absolutely don't want that. Okay, so
is the best for IS2.
So yeah, it's either Hibiscus because, well, the skill may come in handy, or the reserve operator.
Max Hope isn't a thing in IS, it's very poor word. Yeah, it did catch me off a little bit. He didn't cook, he burnt it. Yeah, we're gonna bring Perfumer in, I think. I think we're gonna do that. Is that really bad choice? Again, apologize if I'm making terrible mistakes here.
I mean, it's not the worst choice. What was the Perfumer's level? Yeah, Elite 1 level 60. 2 Hope is a bit overpriced for this at the moment, but it's clearly not the worst choice you could have done there. Alright.
Okay, so like, efficiency with my hopes definitely something I need to improve on. Okay, I was just thinking, like, you know, with the ability to, with the passive, maybe the ability to heal multiple people. Yeah, that was all that was there, really.
So, as usual, skipping emergencies or not looking at the rest of the map depends. So, yeah, obviously, the best choice would have been to go for the top path. I can bet you he's gonna get the life points. All new players always get the life points. Fire resistance helps a bit against the red girls because the silent squad only gives you defense and HP. Defense is irrelevant against enemies that deal magic damage to you, and HP is fine, but at the same time, you also want some resistance.
I think I'm gonna take that.
Actually, the best choice, I would say.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take them. Nice.
Let's see the first rogue trader. Fatal Bolts, Training, Medic, Recruitment Voucher, Hand of Diffusion, Support Fog Machine, Broken Wand Advancements. This is bad. This is pretty bad, but Fog Machine isn't useless. Like, the main thing is, that's a fucking Medic Voucher, unfortunately, so... Yeah, the best choice is the Support Fog Machine and Investment,
I remember
would
I did
say.
here. Ooh, that sounds kind of good, man, but I don't know if I should be spending these. Immediately promote to sniper operators.
I mean, of course you want to spend Iridium Ingot in this. The main purpose of Iridium Ingot is to be spent at the rogue trader.
Yeah, I was worried that, like, it was something I wanted to be saving for, like, obviously not knowing the mode. I was thinking maybe, it'll be something that, like, maybe want to skip here and there'll be some good stuff that costs a little bit more, maybe. That was the thought process. I'm like, is it worth spending? I don't know. Are these just...
Oh yeah, it is absolutely worth spending. There won't be a better item in a long while, and by the time you get to a new rogue trader, you're gonna have a lot more Ridge Ingot anyway. Right? Except for the fact that he didn't invest, this was probably the best decision to do in the shop. So let's see this new floor. So I see double encounter, then emergency, fight, safe house, and normal fight. These are both pretty good. The worst choice is double encounter and fight, but the other two choices are good. The main issue with the safe house is that promoting a unit is useless for him right now, so the only choices he has is squad size, and he probably actually doesn't need squad size that much right now. So yeah, I would say the best path is probably the double fight. Sounds juicy. Do you want a relic or do you want more EXP? I would say right now he wants more EXP.
Do we keep a first skill?
Probably not. I would say most of the time the S2 is better. Yeah, the SP cost is enormous, right? But still, I fully believe like if you recruit Perfumer, you want her S2 like 99% of the time. So far, I would say the skill choices is pretty bad, but I mean, yeah, again, it's die and learn.
Not only usually is my skill choice pretty bad, the amount of times I forget when I'm actually and which skill I've actually applied to my units as well. So yeah,
this is typically one of the maps where leader squad shines a lot because, well, as you can see, there are 3 very powerful enemies coming at you right away, particularly this one, because these ones are manageable, but this one is very, very dangerous, and you can afford to simply leak him. Did he not see the AoE casters? Uh-oh. Boom.
We got... I do this often in normal stages. You know, I see them and then I proceed to just do it anyway, right? It's a thing that I do often, if I'm honest. I do it a lot, you know?
As well. Surprisingly, that's not a lot of damage. That's probably due to the fact that, well, she has plus 45% max HP and plus 5 resistance, but still, the guy is not coming, so yeah.
And I forget as well. Yeah, I wasn't sure what I was going to do with this guy. I forget that these guys tend to, in stages, to come out, to hang around for a bit, don't they? And then they start pushing. And in my head, I was thinking, oh, well, I'll try and protect this, and they might just continue pushing, but they'd still tick away at me anyway, wouldn't they? So, yeah, there's no defense of this here.
Of a panic support fog machine, if you ask me. Still, he should probably like retreat Vigna. Like she's gonna die anyway. Even with Perfumer, even with the plus 35% defense, I don't think she can survive this guy. I mean, it's
Again, I wasn't too sure with this mode. I was thinking how different it is as well. I was like, can I do the normal thing of retreating units and all that sort of stuff? I you know, coming in fresh, I was ignorant to that as well. Which, you know, when you think about it in hindsight, it makes sense, right?
An elite guy, so yeah.
Oh damn, let's put Shaw here.
Oddly enough, it's not a bad choice because, well, if he had put Shaw there, then the AoE casters would have been able to deal damage to both Shaw and Cruz. And these insects only come from the bottom, and from the top, there are only this kind of enemies that are coming, and Cruz is probably gonna be able to deal with them. So I would say it's actually a very good placement for a panic placement, obviously, because usually in this stage, what you want to do is, well, you deploy Cruz in the back, like here.
I actually have a special skill at that. I have plenty of bad plays, but there's quite often that I will do panic placements. There's no rhyme or reason to them, but they end up being a decent placement. People in chat can probably attest to that. There's the opposite end of that spectrum as well when they're terrible, but we make it happen, man. We make it happen sometimes, you know?
You deploy
Roll's getting accidental W's.
And your melee unit here, and that's gonna be enough for like 90% of the cases.
Can I retreat units? Oh, interesting.
Of course you can.
Yeah,
yep.
I genuinely was thinking, like, you know, is that like a mechanic? Well, like I say, in hindsight now, it's pretty obvious, right? It's a core part of the game. But I was thinking, like, is that something that I don't want to do or I can't do? And I was worried that, like, will it really be a negative for me to do that?
As I said, well, it's not a good placement for Vigna. Actually handled the stage perfectly, I would say, even when refusing to retreat Vigna, because, well, he managed to kill all the enemies except the big guy, and yeah, that's exactly what he wanted to do.
Just steamrolled. Okay, alright. The perfect clears like there is normally.
It is a perfect clear because it's with leader squad and you have 4 temporary life points, so you don't care.
Okay.
He's gonna be confused.
12 life points plus 4, current battle 12. He's gonna be confused. That's the look of confusion right there. Right.
He's so confused. He doesn't understand. He forgot about the perks of leader squad. Alright, so Amir, Click, Gitano, Hay. I see an upgrade Steward. That's a very, very good unit for IS2. Click too. Okay, he has upgraded a lot of important units, I would say. Like Totter, Pinecone, Click, Steward. That's good. That's very good. He has Laplin Altar at level 50, so okay. And that's his only caster. Yeah, I'm not sure if he wants to pick Amir or Steward. Eventually, I think he still wants a 6-star, even if it's not E2. And well, if he picks Amir right now, he won't be able to pick a 6-star when there's the next fight, and the next fight is in only 2 nodes. So yeah, I would have probably picked Steward there. Even Click would have worked.
See, this is where I really wasn't thinking about the cost and how much particular cost was going to affect me going forward as well. I was just thinking like, you know, surface level really.
Right, because well, it would have left him at 2 hope, and then he's gonna level up and gain 4 more hope, and it's gonna be a 6. So Steward or Click would have been a better choice.
In my head,
there, but it's
I was
okay.
just like, expand the roster. I need to expand the roster,
I
you know?
usually prefer first skill because second can be a bit too random. Alright, he can get the 3 hope. Life points, useless. Squad size, oddly enough, is not that important for him right now. He doesn't have a lot of units. So it's either 3 hope or squad size. I would say the 3 hope is actually more
squad
important.
size now.
But at the same time, if it doesn't have a lot of 6 stars. Yeah, I'm not sure. Like, maybe as an investment for the future, squad size may be better, but right now, I would say the hope is better. Particularly since he spent a lot with Amir. Yeah, I would pick the hope there instead of the squad size.
Makes sense. The life points. Okay, no.
Alright, and there we can see the mistake that all new players get is focusing way too much on life points. Life points isn't gonna help you win a run. Life points is only a bandage you put on a wound that is already opened, but you don't want the wound to open in the first place. So that's why you want to pick hope in order to recruit more powerful characters in order to kill enemies that would have otherwise leaked. If you kill enemies before
like in hindsight, this makes total sense what he's saying now.
They leak, not only do you quote-unquote gain life points, but you also have a more powerful unit. While if you only pick the life points, then you only pick the life points and you don't have the more powerful unit. So life points in most cases is usually the worst choice possible. The only case where it's actually not that bad is if you intend to leak the boss, which you can do, but it requires a lot of preparation and is usually not that worth it. There have been times where I've leaked the boss myself. Like, it can absolutely be a strategy, but usually you need to be a pretty experienced player in order for this to work, I would say.
I think that's going to allow me to leak a little bit more,
Yeah, but you don't want to leak in the first place. Particularly with leader squad, since you have 4 temporary HP at the beginning of each fight. But I believe he already forgot that.
I don't know, man. I don't know if we... I think we're just going to keep her on the first skill for now. That skill is great, but like that stun... Don't want to be in that position if I'm honest.
The stun on Amir's S2 is usually not the issue. The issue is that it's an automatic trigger, and that's usually pretty bad because, well, you can't really control when the skill is gonna trigger. In IS, being able to control what skill trigger when is actually very important because usually there are some key moments where some strong enemies spawn, and you want to have your skills ready.
Okay, that makes sense. See, I like these because when I'm streaming sometimes, right, and obviously... This is the first time me watching somebody who knows a lot more about the game, obviously, than I do. Somebody who's like, you know, knows what they're talking about. Critiquing my content, I can watch it live and I can see what I'm doing and then what they're saying. Because sometimes in chat, and you've got a bunch of different people saying different things, and there's a delay, and you're like, I'm not exactly sure what you're specifically saying, and in regards to exactly what. And it can make things a little bit confusing sometimes, but seeing it from this point of view, I'm like, okay, all right, I've seen when I'm making mistakes there, and you can instantly see the critique and the reason why as well, and where I'm making the mistakes.
Exactly.
So it's chat's fault, noted. Yeah.
This kind of moment.
If in doubt,
isn't, it's actually not that good.
Those range guys are probably going to cause me a problem,
Ooh. Yeah, I mean, with the defense, I don't think this placement is bad, but if you're in normal mode, then this would be bad, because the range enemies would probably kill crews. Alright, I mean, his damage is enough to kill the top left enemies, that's good.
Should we get that in here?
Nah, probably not.
Yeah, let's get that in here.
One of the things you can do with the support fog...
Should we get that in here? Nah, probably not. Yeah, let's get that in here.
Machine is to use it against special enemies. That's probably one of the best items you can have for special enemies, because having the duck or even the bear moving slowly is very, very valuable. You can see all the damage these guys do to crews, even with the silent squad. So that's why usually you want to deploy crews there. This is the best placement because she can both take care of these guys that spawn here, of these guys that come here, and of this guy that's actually buffs all the other guys.
Oh, is that exactly what he does? I wasn't 100% sure what he does actually. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes perfect sense to me. Go on, Cruz. Yes, Cruz. That's why we love Cruz.
I love the fact that he, again, completely forgot that he had lead the squad because, well, even if this Wraith would have gone to the blue box, then...
Don't do it, man. Don't steal my thunder. Don't steal my thunder. Because Cruz is goated.
-1, so -0 would lead the squad. Again, with Vanguard, if you only have 5 hope, Feng, by far the best option. Like, you don't want a 4-star, you don't want a 5-star. Did it feel like you had any issue deploying units? Not to me, particularly if you had Feng to the team.
Yeah, let's bring her in. I don't know if she's going to be great for this, if I'm honest. You come across some treasures next to the rotten corpse of the story's protagonist. Jack, look,
honestly, his accent makes it 10 times better. Alright, I see. Fight.
Right. Do you know what? I hate my accent. I hate the way I speak. I was on holiday. The amount of times that we got noted, where are you from, Black Country? Could tell straight away. So, oh, is it that bad? Is it that bad?
Encounter emergency or encounter combat safe house emergency. I mean, this path is literally the same as this one, so obviously you probably want to go this way because, you have more option there if you feel like this emergency is too difficult for you. Okay, so this fight is actually pretty difficult, except with leader squad. He has leader squad, he has a medic. It shouldn't be that difficult, honestly.
Panicked a little bit on this.
Again, probably should have gone for the top path because, well, more options. That's it.
So, can they actually get to... Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Yeah,
I would say that's the average reaction.
I've had a bit of PTSD with these guys in the past, so I was a little bit like, really? And then where there are all these placements where I was like, what's the deal here? I wasn't sure if there was going to be some sort of mechanic where they were going to come over here or they were just going to start pushing into the box, and yeah.
To this stage, honestly.
I don't even know how to approach this. I honestly don't even know how to approach.
Usually what you want to do is deploy, well, your Vanguard first, like Myrtle. You generate some DP, then you deploy your healer, both to heal the Myrtle and to heal your damage dealer that is gonna deal damage to these guys, or at least one of this guy. And lead a squad, as long as you kill one of them, then it's enough. Alright, with Silent Squad, he managed to kill these guys, so now he's fine. He just needs to deploy Shaw, and it's gonna be fine. At the same time, redeploying Cruz, and it's probably not gonna redeploy Cruz, because new players tend to underestimate how powerful redeploying is, particularly in IS.
I still do that. Well, I've got better, actually, in the normal stages, haven't I? You know, like, against, like, the Witch King and that. I definitely have improved at redeploying. That's one of my biggest weaknesses in the game in general. Typically, like, when I'm usually playing normal stage, now I know this is a little bit different, but obviously the basics are there. My actual placements, well, I think, aren't the worst. It's my in-stage management, which I tend to fall short on still now, you know, in regards to redeploys, leaving units just to bleed out when I shouldn't, hesitating. I hesitate a lot where I'll be like, wait a second, and the character's dead. Like, fuck, you know? It is one of my my big weaknesses in the game. I don't even know if this is a good idea, what I'm doing here. I don't even know if this is a good idea.
It's clearly not the worst idea. He has killed a lot of units. There's not a lot of very powerful units that spawn in the stage. In emergency, it's a bit more difficult because, well, in the end, there are some very strong enemies that come from the top, but usually here it's not very problematic to deploy your units like that. Usually what you want to do is...
Yeah, I know, you can pause when thinking, like, it's just, again, it's that hesitation, it gets me, you know? I think it's the reason why I love this game so much. This game, I don't think there's another gacha game like it in that regard, you know? I spoke about how with stages, you start to get a piece of the puzzle and then it starts to come to you, the vision of what you need to do, the strategic implementation, the planning, the in-stage management, the variety of how you can go about doing things in this game. It's the beautiful thing about this game. And I swear, this game, when I first saw the visuals of this game, I was like, what? It's insane that this game actually can get as intense and panic-inducing that it can. Well, at least in my opinion.
Is make sure that your healer is able to heal everybody at the same time because you take constant damage in this fight.
Oh no, 2 doggies. 2 doggies.
2 doggies.
Should we put I have dog PTSD as well.
It doesn't matter that much. Like, you got this for the next enemies. Honestly, with all the HP he got from the safe house and the gargoyle, oddly enough, he's at 19 if we consider the shields. He can start working on a strategy to leak the boss. Honestly, I don't think he's gonna get to the boss, but still. These guys aren't very problematic. The wraiths usually are because you need to make sure that you don't leak both the wraiths and these guys, even in leader squad.
Let's go.
Alright, -0.
We leaked 1, that one sniper got through.
You leaked nothing.
I'll take that. So yeah, it is. We don't want to leak too much early on because I'm sure we're going to probably leak heavily as the further we get him right.
In any case, you can leak 4 every fight, so. Specialist medic. He's getting old US one, I swear. He doesn't need a second medic, and as I saw earlier, he doesn't have any good specialists, so it's probably a skip there. Does he want a reserve Vanguard operator or the reserve medic operator? I believe with Perfumer is probably enough in terms of here right now, so I'd probably pick the specialist, particularly since he has, again, plus 35% defense and 45% HP. He doesn't need a medic that much.
Oh, can I have 2 shores? Wait.
No, you can elite 2 the Shaw, but since she's only E1, then it's not gonna do anything. This is literally a waste of hope. Literally.
You know what? I'm gonna choose a Cliff Art. Yeah, man, let's do it. Let's do it.
Yeah, probably not the best choice. Like, going for an E1 level 47.
Looking back, I could see that. Yeah, I could definitely see that.
Clifford for 3 hope is very, very expensive. The reserve operator is probably the best choice.
Duelist behavior called out.
Until he gets enough hope to recruit a guard or a specialist, okay,
but
a
face, 6-star
specialist. Alright, vintage transport in emergency. Interesting. Okay, there's still, what, 40 minutes video? Yeah, so he's not gonna die there, but it will be interesting to see his reaction against all the spiders. Let's see.
Operation commencing.
Oh, fuck, bro.
Yep.
And Vizzy guys as well. Oh, and bombs as well. I don't know if that's the placement. I
Yeah, that's the placement. But usually you want to deploy only 1 unit because, well, when the spiders are gonna explode, they're gonna deal AoE damage. So if you have deployed multiple...
Yeah, in my head, as soon as I did that, I was thinking, I was like, this is probably gonna cause me issues here.
Means that they're all gonna take the damage, and, well, then you lose value from this. You can usually push the spiders with Shaw, and then they don't become a danger anymore in the right part of the map. Usually, if you have only some very weak units, what you want to do is, first of all, deploy crews. Try to kill as many spiders as possible before they explode and they deal damage to crews, because again, crews follows the basic aggro rule. So the closer the enemies are to the blue box, the more likely she is to target.
Yeah, that was I think, because I can't remember, you come up against this stage again, and I did use that in my thought process. I don't know if it came out as it looked like I was doing that, but yeah. Shout out to whoever told me that in chat originally. That took me, I was playing the game for a little bit. It was when we were doing the Dungeon Meshy event, right? And someone was like, you know, if you put a unit there, you're fine, because they will target the ones closest to the blue box. And I was like, holy shit, that was a game-changing moment for me.
So she's first gonna target this one, then this one, then this one, then this one, and so on. So if you deploy her here, she's gonna target this one. So that's not an issue. Then you target this one. That's not an issue at all. And then you can deploy actually some melee units there to tank the invisible guys.
Yeah.
So that's usually what you want to do. And then you find a way to deal with the other spiders. So you deploy another range units or even the melee units that can kill one.
See, I really like this. Even though, like, I can see how stupid of decisions I'm making, I like the process he's going through now of explaining, like, this is what you can do. This is very helpful.
Or 2 of them. With leader squad, I'm not sure what kind of units you want to league. I mean, obviously you want to league Big Bob. Not sure about the other one. Probably some spiders too. That's why you should have probably deployed, Amia to kill more spiders, and then you league 1 or 2 spiders and then Big Bob, and usually it's enough, I would say. The main problem there is that he's not gonna be able to tank the bombs unless he manages to deploy Vigna or Shaw. Usually what you want to do is probably deploy Vigna near the end of the stage. And
I think if I remember it, I think I did the retreat thinking I was smart, like, you know, when it really didn't really do much for me.
Automatically, just to trigger the bomb.
No, we're not going to do that just yet. Okay, we've leaked like, what, 4 now, I think?
At least he knows that Myrtle skill reduces a block, so that's good. A lot of new players tend to forget about this entire...
I have forgotten a few times, yes. I have. I did remember that time.
And now he can't even deploy a unit to tank the bomb. But I believe, though, with Silent Squad, it's probably enough. Crews can probably tank them. Let's see.
She prioritized the drone, didn't she?
He's aware that entire sniper prioritize drones. Hey, at least that means he's reading. That's a good thing. Being able to read is probably the most important skill to have in IS.
Hey, we're beating the allegations, chat. We're beating the allegations.
Yes. Let's see the damage from the exploding drone.
We're so early on as well, right?
Ah, that's actually.
Oh no, okay, I did. Maybe I did it on the other stage then when I retreated. Maybe I did it on the other stage.
Yeah. That's all that matters. Alright, so now the main issue is that he's only at 5 hopes, so he can't recruit a 6-star.
Yeah.
Guard and defender, that's very unfortunate because I'm pretty sure he has a guard, right? He must have gotten a guard from the starting banner, so he probably has like a thorns or a mountain or blaze or anything. He left.
I think if again, I have been on vacation since this, right, and I've had an amazing vacation, so this feels like ages ago. I think I kind of just spaffed all my hope up the wall on units instead of like focusing on some more powerful units, if I remember now. I think that's where, obviously, strategy and placement was an issue, but I think that's where I really pissed it up the wall.
Some damage, the guard is definitely the best option. At the same time, if he has upgraded the spot, then the spot could be a good option as well. I'm not sure. Usually I'm a huge advocate for getting more damage, so it's probably guard there.
I feel like we need a defender, man.
Yeah.
I feel like we need a defender.
Not really, though.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. I like the duality. I don't think you want to do that. I'm going to do that.
Kura is not the worst defender for sure, but like at the same time he's spending all of his hope. Let me see what was his other options.
Yeah,
I can see the gummy. I'm not
as soon as like I saw some comments on the video, and then like as soon as like I finished the run and I was thinking about the way the hope system works, I was like, yeah, I think that's where like the run really went down the pan, right? That's where it started, was that I was really just burning my hope really badly.
not sure what these units are. Like, this is probably the reserve operator. One of them has to be Spot and the other one is hopefully Beagle. Oh, so he has upgraded the Spot and the Beagle. Oh, the Spot is probably the best option there. Spot is actually one of the best units you can get in IS as a 3-star with Cruise. He never considers the fact that, well, you can save hope by buying 3 stars, which is usually what you can expect from a new player, right? Because new players have a tendency to either spend way too much hope or spending not enough. And in this case, he's spending way too much. Getting Quora over Spot is definitely not the best choice there. But again, he's making trials and errors, so it's fine. Can he do this with his current team? I mean, with Leader Squad, there's an argument to
This smells like betrayal.
always do that, because at worst you leak 8 enemies and then you lose 4 life points. Doing this stage in exchange for 4 life points is probably worth it, I would say. And it's not even counting the fact that he can probably kill some enemies as well.
Her fine facial features suddenly crumble into 3 segments, revealing her sharp, horrifying fangs. Subsequently, the shadows...
Would.
I should have ignored that.
Nah.
I ever mean a nice guy. Fuck.
It's okay, he simped for the circus girl. You should always simp for the circus girl, remember?
Based.
So how can I deal with this stage? The most obvious choice is to deploy and then immediately deploy someone to tank the range damage, Shaw, Vigna, this kind of stuff. And I believe he can probably kill 1 or 2 enemies for sure. It's a stage where people tend to precipitate and then they lose because, well, they don't have any DP. Yeah, bringing Kura is definitely the best option there. Maybe Myrtle with S2 is fine, but I'm not sure if she can tank even with the Silent Squad. Okay, so already this is useless because, well, that's a panic support fog machine in the middle. I know it sounds very juicy. Oh, look at this fog machine slowing everybody, but then you realize that they are not moving. Oh, that's...
You know, I thought they were gonna.
Let's see. Okay, so she can tank 2 attacks, which is actually pretty good. So that means if he had waited, as I said, I was sure that he was gonna panic, and if he had waited until he had 28 DP, he could have simply deployed Cruise and then immediately Quora to tank these guys. Because as you can see, the Cruise is actually getting some good damage.
Yeah, makes sense.
Why?
I don't know.
Why deploying her here, though? You can see that the only enemy that she could have blocked is...
I don't even know. I don't even know it. I've got no defense for this. I suppose maybe I was like, I just want this dude not to run off now. I I don't know. I've got no answer for this
Already
one.
gone. So why deploying her here? Interesting choice. I mean, the best choice would have been to probably deploy her either there or like here or there if you're sure that these guys won't clap her. And she would have been able to tank at least 2 enemies there. Or even
I don't even know.
here. So yeah, I'm not sure about this placement at all, Chief.
Worst order placements.
At least he realizes it. Can he kill these 2? If he can kill 2, then he's only gonna leak 1 and it's gonna be fine. Also, he can probably redeploy
kill a couple, right? I'm pretty sure I did. I can't remember actually. Oh, we can actually push those guys. Oh shit, I don't think we wanted to do that though.
Which is not good because then now Amia is actually tanking this guy, but she can probably kill it. Alright, so if Shaw can tank these 2, which I'm not sure she can, then probably he won't lose any HP. Here, obviously, he should
Vigner's just, I mean, Cora's just standing there doing goal.
No, you can. You can retreat Amia and deploy Cruz. Wait, does he not see the play?
That's fine with me.
We're gonna have to sacrifice you.
Why? Oh no. Why though? Cruz would have had the range. You should have retreated me instead. Goodbye, Cruz.
We have to pull Vignia and maybe drop her. She's gonna die. It's like watching it back. I can see how obvious the mistake was, right? But in the moment, you know, I don't know. As I watch it back, I'm myself. I'm like, why did I do that? Why did I do that? Yeah, okay. I bet his brain, I bet he's sitting there like, what the fuck is this British prick doing? So, Amin's got the hits. Can she do it? No.
Why didn't you activate the skill? You should have activated the skill. Alright, obviously panicking a lot in this stage, which is understandable. I don't think a single person who tried this stage for the first time didn't panic. So it's all good. As long as you understand how to do
I know,
this.
yeah.
Usually
I know.
What you want to do is actually wait at the beginning. You want to wait.
It makes sense now. Again, I don't know. I don't know what I didn't do. I don't know what. I don't know if I was overwhelmed and I just didn't notice a skill was up. I can't really see how that was the point because I was focused on Amir attacking him. I don't know why I didn't initiate a skill, if I'm honest.
Until you have enough DP in order to deploy your units. So you'll usually first deploy either a ranged unit or a medic, and then deploy a melee unit in order to tank and to deal damage to some other guys.
Makes perfect sense.
Yeah, that's
Makes
how you
perfect
do.
sense.
This was a bit of a letdown.
Sell some units to get some better units, maybe. Long range.
No, you can't. This is really good. Like, he has Cruise and Perfumer, so that's plus 16% attack, so that's very good. And also he's getting another Sniper, so that's actually plus 24%.
We gotta get Point on. We have to bring her in. We have to bring her in, man.
Again, spending the little hope he has, and he won't be able to recruit a 6-star whenever he levels up. Usually...
Again, I knew after the fact. I was like, man, I spaffed my hope up the wall so bad.
Want to consider having 2 hope as the magic number in IS, at least in this difficulty. If you have the special curse collectible in IS2, or if you're in IS3, in IS4, in some specific difficulty levels, or in IS5 in difficulty level 15, then it's 3 hope. But here he's only in IS2 easy mode, so 2 hope is the magic number, because when you have 2 hope and you level up, you're gonna be at 6 and be able to recruit a 6-star.
Better not be those freaking spiders again. I don't know if you just sacrifice the healing here, you know? I don't know if you just sacrifice the healing.
Probably not, because, well, with Silent Squad, he can resist all the enemy units. So what he wants to do is actually probably remove the Vigna, because the Vigna is not gonna be that useful, to be honest. It's only to tank some bombs, so yeah. This one is only the normal version, so there's only some red spiders, and the rest is only normal spiders. So he should be able to do this.
We put this down here, slow your boy down. We can try and clear off this first, and then get Vigna in. Okay, that was too late, yeah.
Right, he didn't know that the fog machine had a cooldown, unfortunately, but that's okay.
I didn't know. I didn't. To my defense, I didn't. Global healing on Vigna a little bit. I should have, because I'd already used it.
Very good.
She should switch to prioritizing him now, yeah. Yeah, sweet, okay. Alright, double up. Let's go.
Alright, you know how the aggro works.
Right.
Yes.
I think we do get her out as early as possible. And then hope...
That's not a bad idea, because, well...
I was thinking, oh, okay, alright, okay.
There won't be a lot of range damage anyway, so sure.
We're definitely going to be losing some, because I know Big Bob's just going to go straight through us like a motherfucking freight train.
Alright, he's doing it.
Okay, we're doing a decent bit of damage to Bob, actually.
Nice. Wait, there's a special enemy? Okay, let's see his reaction against the first special enemy. Whatever the special enemy is gonna be funny.
Oh, what the fuck is this, bro?
Is it the duck or is it the bear? It's the bear, okay. He's gonna take a look at the bear's damage. Ah, damn it.
Yes.
Oh, shit.
Is the bear gonna attack
She's getting out
first?
of range, is she?
But
Maybe? No,
Yep.
she's not. Damn, bro.
Boom.
Okay. Oh, the bear's celebrating, you know.
Ah, he didn't take a look at the bear's damage. That's unfortunate.
Start of the stage, I thought we were going to leak a lot more than that. I'm not going to lie. I thought we was
We
going to
may
leak a
have
lot more than
achieved
that.
a perfect
Okay.
Yeah, actually, he understood the strategy much better than the first time. This is
Okay,
actually how
alright.
you're supposed to handle
Improvement.
this. Deploy your range unit first,
Improvement.
kill all the spiders near the blue box, then deploy your melee units, and deal with the other spiders somehow. This is exactly how you're supposed to handle the stage. And he understood it on the second attempt. That's actually impressive.
Increase the attack of the caster specialist operators by plus 8% for each caster or specialist operator.
It's actually pretty good. Like, he has Amia, he has Cliffheart, I believe, he has Shaw. Yeah, that's plus 24% attack. So, yeah, it's actually pretty
He's had his name, Gottnik. Basically one-shots everybody except the very tankiest of units. Ah, okay. Alright.
good. Especially some
Yeah, when I
guards.
first saw that, I was
So
like,
is it
what
finally gonna recruit
in the
his
world
first
is
six-star?
that?
I haven't seen his guards so far. Silverash Mountain Surder Thorns. Silverash Mountain Surder Thorns! Okay, admittedly the Thorns isn't that leveled up, but still, why not starting with Mountain or Silverash though? Very interesting.
Wow, I've got 7 hops. Does that mean I can get mountain? Ooh. See, that was where the realization came in, sort of. It was too late and, you know, far from, like, getting what I was supposed to be doing. But I was like, oh, okay. And then after recording it, it started to click and I was like, yep, I'm starting to understand where I fucked up.
Yeah, Mountain would probably be the best one there because, well, E1 Silverhash doesn't have his S3, Surtur doesn't have his S3, Thorns doesn't have his S3. Yeah, like Mountain.
I'm kind of curious to see what it says on that last stage. It was messy. It was real messy.
Mountain is probably the best one there.
My girl Lappy looking at me there like, bro, you can't do this to me.
There's no way he dies at Terrifying Legends, right? So this team, the main issue is that killing the boss is probably gonna be a bit difficult, but it's not undoable. What you want to do is probably deploy Amia there and simply tank with Quora. But the main issue is that how does he deal with these guys? Can Mountain solo these guys in his stance? Solo maybe not, but with the help of Pinecone? What he can also do is deploy Amia here when Mountain is blocking so that Amia doesn't take the aggro, and deploy Pinecone there so Pinecone can hit both the guy and these guys. But the main issue is that Pinecone isn't gonna get her passive. At the same time, he can also deploy Pinecone here. Yeah, that's probably the best idea. Wait until Mountain is tanking, deploying Pinecone and Amia and Perfumer to heal and Quora, but that's a lot of DP and I'm not sure he has enough DP. On this map, you either deal with the enemies on the bottom lane because, well, this guy won't have the range to kill your allies in the bottom lane, or as I mentioned earlier, you deal with them at the same time as the boss. So you deploy like your AoE damage dealer there or there and you kill both this guy.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what he was going to do at first, like, you know, but yeah, it totally makes sense.
And these guys. So here, goodbye Vigna, probably.
Yeah, I didn't know this dude was going to start ranging me. I thought he was just going to be somebody I was going to have to, like, periodically try and tick away as he just, like, sauntered around. I didn't expect the range attacks, if I'm honest. Shit, no. Fuck, no. Can we just throw him in here and get him to deal with this big dude? Because he's going to fuck us up, man.
Yep. Oh, God.
Oh, no, yeah. Okay.
Wait, I didn't even see. He picked Mountain S1. Oh.
Yeah, we did that. Yeah, we did that.
Oh no, this is bad.
Oh god, mistakes were made. Mistakes were made here.
It's pretty funny because he retreated Perfumer at the exact time when Mountain blocked him, and then he would stop attacking Perfumer and actually attack Mountain instead. So he retreated Perfumer at the worst time possible. When you're in this kind
Series of unfortunate events.
of situation, honestly, the best option is to leak the boss. Particularly with leader squad. Like, the boss only takes 5 HP, so you're only gonna lose 1. You probably deploy your other units at the top, so now the guy won't be able to hit your units at the top, and you simply kill all the other units.
I think we could have even maybe put Quora over here.
Is he really gonna be able to kill this guy? Probably not.
No,
Oh yeah, Quora for this boss is amazing. You can tank him so much.
I really think we could have.
Rip. And now he's gonna kill all of these other units.
Everybody, right.
Eventually, when this guy attacks enough, he has so much attack speed that he stops moving entirely, which is exactly what's happening there. So at least if Korra can tank enough and Pinecone can kill all the other units, then he's fine.
Oh. ちゃんと聞いてます。はい。バッテリーはまだまだ持ちますよ。
Hold up, let me see.
はい。バッテリーは
Show us why you're the boss. Oh no.
はい。ちゃんと聞いてます。はい。バッテリーはまだまだ持ちます。
So, little tip for Pinecone, probably using animation cancel. One of the reasons why Pinecone is actually so good is that you can literally
Well, okay, what?
just do an attack, an auto attack, and then use a skill, and that's gonna cancel the cooldown of the normal attack. So you can normal attack, skill, normal attack right away, which is extremely
Okay, I didn't know that. I didn't even know you could do that sort of shit. And I didn't even know there was animation cancels in Arknights. What the fuck?
good on Pinecone. It's good on a lot of operators, but particularly on Pinecone.
That was rough.
Kinda rough, but considering how he didn't know the stage, how he doesn't have any E2 units, how his way to handle the stage was definitely
I'm actually flabbergasted that Arknights has got animation cancelling. What the fuck? I didn't. How do I not know about that?
not how
Well,
you're
'cause I'm
supposed to handle the
trash, but-
stage. I think -4 is actually very decent.
Assault co-op recruitment voucher.
Cut Vanguard with only one hope. I would say Melantha is probably a better idea there. And he has upgraded Melantha, yeah. But starting from floor 4 and you don't have any E2 unit is gonna be impossible anyway.
What do we? You got a strategic and strategy game picks, right? You want to use Pinecone's S1 right after she's done doing an auto attack. Okay.
I like how he keeps on saying another Vigna. No, it's not another Vigna, it's E2ing Vigna. But
Yeah.
since your Vigna is an E2, you're just literally gonna lose one hope, and that's it. Some people make
Okay, so I didn't know that either. I thought like it actually would. So if that only is applicable if you've upgraded your units, right? Outside of IS.
They say that, yeah, it's a bad design, but it's actually not that bad of a design, because if in the meantime you decide to E2 your Vigna, then she's gonna be E2 afterwards. That's what's gonna happen. If you decide to E2 the Vigna after you have decided to quote-unquote E2 her here, then she's gonna be E2. Maybe he wants to try for science.
Ah, okay. I don't know if I should. I don't know if I should have just saved there.
Ooh, Cylinder. Okay. Cylinder is unbelievably powerful. Also, he has Cruise, he has Amaya, so yeah.
I feel like we go for the range.
Yep. Very good. Alpine Visitor is arguably very, very easy, particularly with range units with Cylinder.
Agentless behavior again.
Very, very decent run with these relics. He got some very, very good relics.
We need to increase. Can you get this squad up to this many? Is that how many you can get it up to?
Now you can increase it, but well, you had to pick the option in the safe house and you decided to
I'm gonna catch some strays.
go for the life points instead, so yeah.
Okay, so you just made Vigna more powerful then? I think it has.
No, it didn't do anything.
I think I might go with the encounter here. I'm a little bit shook.
And see, that's where panic starts to happen, because you lose a lot of HP. And
Yeah.
that's usually the worst choice you could do, because fights are gonna help you win a run, because you're gonna get some more units, you're gonna get more Iridium ingots in order to buy some things at the shop. You're gonna get more relics if you fight an emergency, or if you...
You know, sometimes at the time, avoiding, like, not even just in Arknights, in any game that has this sort of system, avoidance feels like the best thing at the time, but in the long run, it can kind of bite you in the ass, can't
fight
it?
a special enemy, while encounter is usually not gonna help you that much in IS2. It's a different story in IS5, but in IS2, 3, and 4,
I need the life points.
I have heard this sentence so many times. I need the life points. And it's wrong in any case. You don't need the life points. You literally don't need the life points. Again, this video is still like 12 minutes long. Let's see if the life points end up mattering or not. We're gonna
Spoiler alert, it won't.
Alpine Visitor, which is arguably one of the easiest floor 4 combat, I would say. Particularly with Cylinder. As long as he dodges the exploding, freezing stuff, then he should be fine.
This might be the squad. I think.
No, he wants Cruise. With the damaged Cylinder, you absolutely want Cruise back in this team. You already wanted Cruise back in the last fight anyway, so now would be the perfect time to add her back. The Vigna is probably not gonna be as useful as he thinks she is.
Okay, let's see how far that goes. I'm curious. Okay, so it is where I say.
You can simply click on them and it's gonna tell you the range. Usually it's a very, very easy stage. Simply deploy a Mia there. You can also deploy Cruise there.
Yeah, I made so many bad mistakes in this range, and then it was just a mess. It was just a mess, this was.
This kind of stuff, and you can deploy Korra here. Yeah, very, very easy stage.
Don't know what that bot's gonna do, so I don't... That's... Alright. I'm not even going to try and defend myself. I don't know if I want to attack it or do I want to start attacking it early. Don't know why I'm just giggling to myself maniacally. It's because I was so just... My brain was fucking done by now, so I'm just maniacally laughing to myself here, you know? You know? No.
If you have the option to attack an enemy early, just do it. There's very few enemies that actually reflect damage. Alright, Panic Fog Machine once again.
Attack deal arts damage upon death, deals arts damage to all surrounding units and inflicts cold when shifted.
Yeah, I'm afraid these Ice Field Arts Fighter are gonna be the death of him.
Fuck. Damn.
Yep.
Yeah,
Since
like,
these guys...
I got a little bit too... I was concentrating so hard here as well. I just... Again, there was so many mistakes. And like, the thing is... As I made the mistakes in this stage, I felt like I was understanding what I did wrong. Probably like when I hear what he's got to say, I'll be like, oh, actually, shit, I didn't necessarily think about that. Yeah. As I say, it was just like mistake after mistake with this stage, really.
These guys deal arts damage, then Quora wasn't able to tank them, obviously.
Only in emergency, ice crystals are hostile.
I was expecting way worse. Is dead there. Maybe. Just use Pinecone skill.
We shook the move mountain.
RIP.
No. The sad whimper. We didn't go out with a bang.
So if I
went out with a whimper.
There's a lot of things to cover there, but let's just say that it's a good study case of basically everything I said in my video called 5 mistakes new players tend to do a lot. So basically...
Okay, did I make all of the mistakes, did I make all of them?
Hope management was a nightmare there. Like, he didn't recruit a single 6-star besides Mountain near the end. So, no, that's not what you want to do at all. Usually what...
Yeah, as I say, yo, the Noob Jesus, thank you very much for the sub. Welcome. Hopefully you're doing well, man. Appreciate it. It's good to see you. Yeah, again, that was another thing that right after doing the run, I was like, what was I doing, my hope? You know, I think, I don't know if it was because my first run was like doing the recording. That couple of days, these are my excuses. Listen, it's time for excuses. I did record a bunch of videos, like, over the space of a couple of days, like, to get them all up for the holiday. Okay, all right? I don't know if it's a good excuse. And, yeah, when I do things for the first time, usually, anyway, I struggle to take a lot of that information on board, right? It usually, you know, I'm a slow learner, right? That's what my mum always used to say. She didn't. She says you've got a face only a mother could love. But still, I get it. I understand it. It's one that straight away I was like, okay, that's something that I know going forward I will hopefully be a lot better in.
What you want to do is recruit a 6-star right away and fill the rest with 3 stars and only pick 4 and 5 stars in desperate situations, unlike IS5 where you want to pick 4 stars much more. So the exceptions to this are, of course, when you use a tactical squad or when you get the curse collectible that increases hope cost by 1, or in IS3 and IS4 where the hope cost is increased in certain difficulty level. So this is the first thing. Second thing is probably a weird use of some skills. I would say, like, usually you don't want Vigna S1. Honestly, you just don't want the skill. It's a bad skill compared to...
We will ignore the mountain situation.
Who has 2. Perfumer can be understandable sometimes, but usually you want her as 2, right? So yeah, some weird use of the skills. Another thing is his use of Pinecone. Usually, again, what I said before is you want to wait until Pinecone's attack animation is over, then use a skill. And yeah, that's basically how you use Pinecone. You don't want to use a skill at random times. I'm pretty sure that if he had used her skill at some specific times, he wouldn't have lost this run in this stage, actually.
Okay, that's actually... I've got to look at having a little play with that then, because I think, obviously, animation cancels in a lot of games can be massive. I didn't really take into account or even consider it in a game like this, if I'm honest. Again, I don't play tower defense games. I really like Arknights though. So, yeah, it's just something that I never really considered, if I'm honest.
Actually, one other mistake is obviously focusing way too much on HP. Like, you
Yeah.
don't want to look at your HP. You want to look at your HP only if you intend to leak the boss. So if you have more than 30 HP, that's the only reason why you would take a look at your HP. No other reason than that. Getting HP is, again, adding a band-aid on a wound that is already open. You don't want to do
makes
that.
sense.
You absolutely don't want to do that. Oddly enough, I feel like his choices in most events were fine, and in the shop too, except, well, this one where he decided to pick some HP, right? But that's the only quote-unquote bad decision there. Other than that, if we're being honest, reaching floor 4 without any E2 units by only getting 1 6-star, I know he was in easy mode, but still, that's not bad at all. I feel like if he had picked, for example, Ascalon at the beginning, or something like a mountain, it would have been much better. I'm not sure why he...
Yeah, defo easy clear. If he's right there, you know, it was yeah, I agree. I think it would have probably been the best one ever if I'd if I'd have done that. I think I agree with that statement, because that's definitely what he said. That is definitely what he said. Okay, now I like this because he's, you know, people did mention when I first did my eyes, it was like, oh, Tanger will probably react to that. I was like, am I going to get crucified? These I think are all fair points from what my understanding of the game, and I like the way he's gone about this video. You know, he's explained where I've gone wrong, and respectfully, like, says, like, you know, dude, this is where you need to adjust. This is the kind of content I like, man. We need more of this in the gaming space in general. I like this.
Decided not to go for a 6-star right away. I guess that's just because he doesn't know that much how hope works, which is understandable. So yeah, I would say simply pick a 6-star, learn how to manage your hope better, and actually don't sleep on 3 stars. 3 stars are very good in this game mode. For example, most of the time you don't want stuff like Quora. You would much rather get Cruise. Same thing with casters. A Steward can carry you for a while. Actually, the same with Myrtle. Like, a Fang in the early game is much better than a Myrtle. So yeah, that's probably also on the list of the mistakes.
After playing the mode as well, now it does. Oh, in my head, I was just thinking, like, you know, the typical DP printing, stuff like that. But, like, yeah, definitely.
Estimating 3 stars besides Cruise, because, well, he knows how powerful Cruise is, but don't sleep on the other one. So that's gonna wrap it up for this video, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Leave a like, subscribe, and see you in the next video. Hello, guys. Dr.
Yeah, brilliant video. Yeah, shout out to Dr.Pitanger, man. I appreciate this kind of content. I hate watching myself. I'm sure anybody who creates content maybe feels the same. But yeah, this was really insightful. You know, again, you know, like when you're live streaming and you've got people trying to offer tidbits, advice, all that sort of stuff, sometimes it's easy to be like, okay, I get exactly what you mean right there. But, you know, the delay between stream chat, what you're doing, not necessarily reflecting what somebody's saying, or 12, 15 different people saying different things, being able to see it like kind of live, real time here, the mistake, the criticism, the explanation of what went wrong and what you could have done better is definitely very helpful. I'm probably going to watch this again off stream, if I'm honest, to really like hone in on where I went wrong and folk, you know, like really see about improving in the future, because I really like Arknights, and it's a game that I do honestly want to improve at. And it's been an enjoyable experience improving at the game. So this sort of content for me, it's priceless. It really is. So thank you very much. I appreciate you checking out the run. And yeah, you know, it was a great video, man. Thank you very much, guys, as well. I'm pretty sure everybody in my chat knows the doc here. So go subscribe, show some love. Yeah, great video, dude. Great video, man. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna, as I said, I'm definitely gonna watch that again for sure. Very much appreciated.